to Ina Knits. If you've not been here before, my name is Ina. I am a Norwegian knitter and I love to share what I'm up to, what I've been knitting and working on and finished here on my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Instagram as ina.knits, and I just recently opened a Patreon and you can find me over there as Ina Knits as well. Yes, we are now in the beginning of December. Oh, it's a festive month and I just love watching everybody's vlogmases on YouTube. It's so cheerful and gets me right in the holiday spirits. I feel so inspired and it's really heartwarming, and I admire everybody who managed to put up a new episode or a new vlog every day through December. It's just amazing to me how you manage time-wise. I'm doing several vlogs a week over at my Patreon. I did month of Higgy series here on my YouTube channel, 5 of them through November, and you know, it's a lot of work. I love making vlogs, don't get me wrong, it's so fulfilling, and all of the engagement and feedback and yeah, feeling that what you do is making a difference to others, that's a huge motivation for me. But I figured I have been thinking about starting a Patreon for quite some time, and one of the things that I have moved over to Patreon is the vlogs. So we are already a lovely group of wonderful people over at my Patreon already, and yeah, please feel free to check it out if you like. So I am doing a Norwegian and an English version of this podcast episode, so if you want to look at my Norwegian one, please head over to that one, and if you prefer the English speaking episode, please stay put. This is actually my episode number 50, I just realized. Wow, that's amazing. I have not planned any way of celebrating episode number 50, unfortunately, but yeah, I just think it's great. It's great to have reached that milestone, and I'm very, very pleased that you are here together with me. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you have any like feedback or questions or anything. So, and of course, if you're not already a subscriber, I will appreciate it a lot if you would consider to be one. It is now 3 p.m. and the light is about to disappear. I've switched over to my Canon camera for this recording because it's lots better to take in and adjust the brightness. So I think that I will be good, even though it's starting to darken outside. Oh, there is Billy, my dog. Hello, Billy. Hey, hi, Billy. Hello. Yeah, hi. Had to cut him off there because he was barking. Billy actually has a new garment, and that is the first finished object I wanted to talk to you about and show you. I will put in some footage here so you can see his new sweater in all its glory. The inspiration for this sweater is Mine and Christian, my partner's Riddari sweater, the Icelandic pattern that is designed by Vigdis Jonsdottir, who is an Icelandic designer, and it's published through Järbo, as far as I remember. I think that's the correct one. It's a wonderful pattern, and I knitted one sweater for Christian for Christmas 2 years back, and it unfortunately turned out a little bit too small for him, so I needed to knit him another one in the exact same colors. And I had a little yarn left over, so I have been discussing with Christian many times to knit up one sweater for Billy as well. And finally the sweater is finished. It was a rather quick knit, so I could have done it months ago, but yeah, Billy that is, has gotten a new sweater for Christmas every year except for last year, so this would be his third sweater. He's now 4 years old. So I have hand knitted 3 sweaters for him, and he has a couple of store-bought, like woolen store-bought sweaters as well. So what I have done when I knitted those sweaters was to just use the store-bought sweater as a template, and like trialed and errored a little bit with the stitch count, and then I used the measurement from the store-bought sweater to like recreate a garment that fits his body. So no pattern for this sweater unfortunately, but I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I had to rip back one time on the very end, closest to his tail, due to the fact that it flared up a little bit. So now it's fitting. The fit is better now. And some adjustments needed to be done in the coloring, the stranded colorwork section. And that is because the Riddari, they have a lot of increases incorporated in the pattern across the yoke. But I think it turned out nicely, and you can kind of see the resemblance, and the colors are of course all the same. So that was a very quick and fun little project. Yes, I am kind of in the mood now to knit up some holiday presents, some Christmas presents for my like immediate closest family. And I'm not going to knit much for Christmas because I rather spend my December like knitting on cozy things I love, and yeah, but I have had one project in mind for a month or two, and I just now finished it, and it might look a little bit funny. This is a cover, and the thing it covers is it's a small container or a bucket with a lid, and inside of it is, I have no clue what this is called in English, but you put one of these when you are making a fire, and you lit it, and then the wood starts to burn a little bit easier. I feel that was a horrible explanation, but these things are very common in Norway, and yeah, Most of us have one of these buckets in the living room, and they are super ugly. Looks like this on the inside. I figured that my parents might want one, or they are getting one. I knitted this in, yeah, a couple of hours. It's a very fast knit. And I just did a ribbing, some seed stitch, and a braid, and continued with more seed stitch and top ribbing. It is also felted on a very short cycle in the washing machine, just to tighten it a little bit. I did make another one. I wasn't too pleased with that one, and it turned out a little bit too short. I mean, it's alright, but I wish that it would cover like top to bottom, like so. So this was the prototype. It's also a little bit like sloppy. It's a little bit too big. So I reduced the stitch count and made the other one. And I'm pretty pleased with the second one. So yeah, a bucket cover. I don't know what to call it. It's a cozy. I can call it a cozy. Oh yeah. So that will be one of the presents for my mom and dad. They can have it in their cabin if they want to, or at home. So yeah, you know, it's when you have people in your life, like parents, that have everything they need. It's not easy to come up with great gift ideas, but I feel like this is, yeah, it's alright. It's useful and it's a little bit decorative, and I think I will pair it with something else, and then it will be a nice little gift for Christmas. Speaking of gift knitting, I am also knitting up some more of these small mittens, garment mittens. It's a design by Sofia Capelle. She has the Sofia's Tales YouTube channel. It's a super cute little mitten, and you can hang it on the tree or as a decoration. So my idea was to knit a couple of more of these and put them as a little decoration on Christmas gifts. I knitted 2 of these earlier. They're gone, I've gifted them, and now I really want to knit up some more. So I knitted 1, and I will continue with that. It's a very quick little extra side project. It takes so little time to finish one. And the pattern is the mini snow mittens by Sofia Capelle. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that I am using lammull garn from Rauma. It's a little bit thinner than the finull, and I'm pairing that with some very lovely burgundy colored yarn that I bought in Estonia, in Tallinn, a couple of years back. I have a lot of this yarn in different shades, so it's about the same quality, It's very, very rustic, so I'm a little bit hesitant to use this for regular mittens. It might turn out okay, but it also might turn out a little bit on the scratchy side. So, but for ornaments, it's really no problem. Perfect. And I'm knitting these on 2mm needles, which is US 0, I believe. So that's that. I've also knitted 2 new pairs of socks, and they are both holiday themed socks. I'm so excited. I have to admit that they have been on the needles for quite some time, so they were pretty fast to finish. But nevertheless. So this is the first pair. And they are I call them my candy cane socks, because I think that they look like candy canes. And these are totally made out of scrap yarn. And I used up every little bit of the scrap yarn, so that I had to add another yarn on the very finishing of the toes. So can you see that? So the very last petrol blue color is another yarn than the rest. It's actually sparkly, which is a fun little detail, I think. The rest of the socks are a solid red Patterns Croy sock, and the beige, brown, red light stripes are from Bergeret France, and then the multicolored is Regia, one of the festive colorways from Regia. And I knitted a pair of holiday socks for Christian in this color as the main, and with contrasting heel in this specific red. So I thought it would be so fun to have not a matching pair, but a pair that's made out of the leftover from his socks. And I'm just so happy with these socks. They are so festive, and they're warm, as the Patterns Croy sock is a little bit thicker than the usual thin sock yarn. I feel like it's almost a sport weight yarn. So I knitted this sock pair using 2.5mm needles. The other pair is this is a sock that's been on the go for, I believe, about 3 years. So I finished the first sock as a part of a test knit for Nordic Stitches. She did a holiday themed sock club, I think it is 3 years ago, and so I test knitted 2 or 3 pairs for her back then, but I only had to finish 1 sock, and you know, it's so easy to just not continue and finish that pair when you don't have to do it straight away. So it has been in a project bag until I think it was just before I moved to my new home where I live now. I had a cleanup in my knitting and yarn and project UFO stash. I found this little pouch, or the project bag, and I suddenly, of course, when you have to do a certain thing, you want to do a totally different thing, right? So I got the mojo to cast on for the second sock in the beginning of June, I believe, and I knitted all the way down to the toe. Then I had to tuck it away again because I was about to move and I had to prioritize a bunch of other things. And I just recently picked it up again and completed the toe, which was a very quick knit. So here they are. Are they not beautiful? The pattern is called Sugar Plum Fairy, and unfortunately it's not possible to get hold of the Nordic Stitches patterns on Ravelry anymore, but I just saw that she said over on Instagram, her name is now Lilli Skog. So if you are interested in the pattern, you can message her directly on Instagram, and I think it's possible still to purchase the pattern if you wish. So yeah, it's really beautiful. I'm very sorry if the lights are, it's kind of changing now, so it's a little bit on and off, but yeah, I don't know if you can see. It's a beautiful leaf motif on the front and some twisted stitches and a lot of purl stitches, but I must say I really enjoyed knitting these up. The yarn is a woolline yarn. It's her cashmere base, and I think the colorway is Last Unicorn. It's absolutely beautiful, and I really enjoy that the first sock turned out a little bit lighter than the other one. It's more saturated and got a little bit more speckles. I think that's so fun with indie dyed yarn. So now I got 2 new holiday inspired socks to wear this December. And I have one box that I have tucked away all of my Christmas socks in, and I now have 10 pairs of Christmas socks, hand knitted Christmas socks. And I think that I will record a separate little video showing you all of my 10 Christmas socks. So stay tuned for that. The last thing I wanted to show you was the cozy Higgy socks. I showed you these last time as well. I have now almost completed sock number 2, or at least I'm past the heel and working down the foot. I think these turns out so fun. It's a really good leftover yarn project. You can just use all of your leftover yarns or scrap yarns and get this lovely marled effect when you pair one strand of fingering weight yarn with white. So I wrote actually up the pattern for these socks many years back. I had a knitting blog in Norwegian. That's how I started my online knitting career. And yeah, I had some patterns there and posted about them on my blog. I'm of course not blogging anymore, but I still do have the patterns, so I wanted to write up the pattern in English and publish it. I already got 2 test knitters for the pattern, but if you would be interested in test knitting my socks, please let me know, and I will get back to you. They will be ready within a few days for testing, and it's a very quick little knit. You only have to do 1 sock to participate as a test knitter. And yeah, so, and I have to say, if you are patron of mine, then you will get the pattern for free, at least at the 2 top tiers, I think it is. Yeah. All right. The last thing I wanted to show you was, you know, a new yarn. I'm really crazy for yarn dyeing at the moment. I've dyed up so much. I find it's absolutely amazing to play around with colors and techniques, and you know, you can create small pieces of art using acid dyes and wool. So I really love it. And I will not show you all of the colors because, yeah, there's a lot. But I came up with this one and I'm rather pleased with it, and Christian adores it. So he would like me to knit him a pair of socks. And I will, because I think this is amazing. It is browns and blues and whites and some sea green. Really enjoy. Oh, so sorry about the shadow. It is so fun. I don't seem to stop, and I think I have to at some point consider whether I should just continue dyeing for fun or whether I should like start selling the things I dye. I don't know yet. Really don't know. As you might have noticed, I'm on a huge creative kick right now, and so that's part of why I started my Patreon. If you're not familiar with the Patreon concept, it is a kind of a community, a way of crowdfunding artists and creatives like myself. I will include a link down below this video, so when you click the link, you will come to my page and you can read a little bit about me and the content that I present on Patreon. So that would be, for example, more behind the scenes stuff. I will, as I said earlier, make weekly vlogs all through December. I have already 2 or 3 vlogs up there for patrons only, and I also make posts about Higgy. I share tips and tricks about knitting, and my favorite recipes would be shared over there. And so it's a little bit more of a closed community, and you can choose from different tiers. So the lowest tier is more of a support my work, like buy me a cup of coffee. And then if you go up a little bit, then you will get access to all of my vlogs and get my patterns that I will release for free. And if you go to the upper tier, then you will also get access to some monthly knitting sessions, and I will also be mailing out a personalized thank you notes with a small gift in the mail. So that is like how the Patreon works, and I might change up a little bit what I include there as we go, but I really love it there. It's just filled with wonderful people, and I just felt it was a good timing and the right thing to do right now. So if you would like to join me there, please do. And if that's not your thing, I totally understand it if it's difficult financially. No hard feelings at all. I love you anyway, you know, and but it's an option if you like. Oh yeah, and I have to mention that it's a monthly subscription. So if you sign up, you only have to stay there for 1 month, and then you can leave again if your financial situation changes, or if you don't want to be a part of that community anymore. Right, so that's that. I really hope that you have a wonderful start to your December. Like whether you celebrate Christmas or not, it's a wonderful time of the year. We have had such cold temperatures here. It's been almost 20 minus degrees. I think that's below 0 Fahrenheit. It's super cold. But we are outside every day, at least 2 or 3 times. We have a dog, we need to walk him, and you know, the sky and the sunsets and the darkness and the heaven, like the colors on the sky when the temps are so low, it's absolutely magical. So yeah, I love it, even though I am not a big fan of being cold. But I think the beautiful scenery outside just makes up for it. Okay, now I'm going to sit and knit for a little bit, and yeah, I hope that you really aren't that busy through December, that you carve out time to sit and knit and have a cozy little moment for yourself every day. Okay, take care, friends. See you soon. Bye.